Hello. It's good to see you. Happy Channel-Versary. It is July 15th. This is the 7th anniversary of this channel, which I still can't believe. It's absolutely insane. So what I do every year on my Channelversary is that I go to Biscuitville and I get some food. And this time, I think last year I got the they have this bologna biscuit, this fried bologna biscuit, and I got that. It was okay, but I didn't really feel like doing that again. So I'm back to my regular meal, which is a fried chicken biscuit, and it looks like they're not using their paper right now. I know in a lot of fast food places, they're having a hard time getting some of the paper, you know, like their stuff that has their logo on it, so they just have to go with plain stuff. I guess that's the case right now. And they also don't have their cups. We just get this plain, clear cup here. My crack, see, there is something special about the fountain Pepsi at Biscuitville. I don't know what it is. I don't like regular Pepsi. I don't. It's everywhere except at Biscuitville. To me, regular Pepsi just has this goofy aftertaste to it. And I don't know if maybe they use the Pepsi that has real sugar in it and not that high fructose corn syrup. I don't know. I've never been curious enough to find out. So I don't know, but it's something different. It's very good. I was afraid it was going to be watery because when I placed my order, I had to wait. I think they had to, you know, wait for the chicken to pass away before they made the fried chicken fillet. Because I had to sit in the parking lot and wait for a really long time to get my fried chicken biscuit and my fries. Well, actually, I ordered hash browns, but they gave me fries. That's okay. These are good. They're like little tater wedges. They're like mini tater wedges. And they're very good, actually. This is totally fine. So I've got that and my fried chicken biscuit. 50,000 napkins. I guess they thought I was going to be messy. And they have a new item. Now, first I will tell you, this is the first Biscuitville I have had since we had Biscuitville together a year ago today. I haven't had any Biscuitville in a year. It wasn't like I tried to go that long. But I realized, I think it was yesterday, I thought, you know, I haven't eaten there since we did this last year. I've had no Biscuitville. I've been there. I've gotten stuff for my kids, but I haven't gotten anything. So, but they have a new thing, and I've never tried it, but it looked interesting. It's in this bag. It's called a hand pie. It's a mixed berry hand pie. H-A-N-D-P-I-E. A hand pie. And in the pictures, it kind of looked like those little fried apple pies you can get at McDonald's, but it has mixed berry stuff in it. Look like jelly. I want to look at this thing. It's kind of stuck to the paper. Ooh, look, it's very sticky. I'm going to set it down. Again, when I pulled up, they had their big old Biscuitville truck backed up to the restaurant, the establishment. And they were unloading all kinds of goodies. And they had on the side of this truck, as I was pulling up to the drive-thru, a picture of a biscuit that was about as big as my car. So if you ever want to see what an American biscuit looks like up close, here is a humongous picture of a biscuit. Now, if you've never had an American biscuit, it is not a cookie. It's absolutely not a cookie. They are not sweet. They should not be sweet. If a biscuit was sweet, I'd probably run away from home. You can't make a sweet biscuit. It's kind of like a scone if a scone had no sugar in it. Or fruit. Or whatever the hell else comes in a scone. I don't know. But it's a simple bread. We do a lot with them in the South. So we really love our biscuits down here. Cornbread. This has nothing to do with cornbread, but talking about putting sugar If you ever put sugar in a biscuit, that'd be terrible. People in the South have strong opinions on whether or not you put sugar in cornbread as well. It really depends on the part of the country you're from. I grew up I never saw sugar in cornbread like that. The first time I ever had cornbread with sugar in it, my first thought was, who screwed this cornbread up? Somebody mistook something for sugar. This cornbread is sweet. Who screwed up the cornbread? Who made this? Your cornbread's not supposed to have sugar in it. That's the way I grew up. But some people won't have it any other way. But it's just like any other part of the world. You know, you have different areas and people just do things differently in different areas. It's you know, it's that way everywhere. So I had to wait a while to get my food, but they always bring you your drinks first with no straw. So you get to sit in your car twiddling your thumbs and watch your drinks slowly get more and more watery as you wait for your food. And you can't even drink it because they don't give you a straw. I guess I could have taken the lid off and had a drink, but I did not. Okay, so let's take a look at this chicken biscuit. Here we have our Biscuitville chicken biscuit. Now you take that biscuit and you cut it in half, right there. You cut it in half and then you make a sandwich out of it. You put a fried chicken breast fillet in there. Now we had one of these not too long ago from Biscuit King, which is a local establishment. Biscuit King, and I think we had one from the Biscuit Company. And I think Biscuit King's chicken fillet, fried chicken biscuit is better, honestly. It's larger and it's cheaper and it's better. But I go to Biscuitville on the Channel-Versary date, July 15th. That's when I always go. So I had to go to Biscuitville. So I always bite off these parts that stick out first. Look at that. That's very good. It's actually very, very good. It was worth the wait, definitely. Oh yeah. So they can be kind of crumbly, but usually to me the best tasting things are always a little bit messy to eat. Oh, that is so good. Oh my gosh. And I brought this up last year and I wanted to bring it up again. The question I get most often on this channel, and it kind of surprises me because I think it was the most common question a year ago, and it's still the most common question. I get this question all the time. Why don't you do graveyard videos anymore? You know, the walk through and looking at old graveyards. And do you plan, when are you going to do another one? I don't plan to ever do any more because every time I do them, every time I upload one, they get demonetized, but I'm never told why. And they, after I upload one, for weeks afterwards, will manually review every single video I upload. It has to be approved before it will publish. It has to be manually reviewed and approved. And the last time I went through that, they had to manually review every single video I uploaded for about 2 months. It was over 60 videos they would manually review. And each one of those reviews can take hours. So it was a major pain to have to sit there and wait for it to be approved before it could be published. It is a huge inconvenience, and I don't know why YouTube kind of punishes me every time I upload any graveyard videos. I know there are other YouTubers who do it, and I don't know. I don't know if they go through the same thing or not, but I don't think everybody is punished that way. But it happens every single time I upload a graveyard video. So I don't plan to do any more ever again because it's not worth what I have to deal with for weeks afterwards. Like last time, it was 2 whole months of manual reviews. So It's strange to me that I still get this question all the time, because whenever I would upload a graveyard video, they were never that popular anyway. People didn't really seem to care about them all that much. So it's just kind of odd that so many people keep asking me about them, but I would love to be able to do them, because there are tons of old graveyards around here. I would love to just, walk through and take a look, but I can't. It's just, every time I do, they punish me for it. So I'm not doing any more. I wish I could. Well, I guess technically I could, but, it's not worth the consequences. These fries are so good. Look at these things. They come in a little car cup, and it does have the Biscuitville name on it. So they're fried tater wedges, and they have this really good seasoning on them. It's kind of like Lowry's seasoned salt. You kind of have to eat them while they're still warm. If they get a little cold, they're not as good. So, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But I get that question all the time. When are you going to do another graveyard video? And I'm not. I wish I could. I really do. I like doing them. I like to go out and explore and, check out some of the old graveyards, but I just can't. I don't know. And again, like I say, I know there are other YouTubers who do stuff like that all the time, and I don't think they suffer any consequences for it. I don't know why I do. I don't know what the difference is, but I don't know. They just don't like it when I do it. So anyway, wow, that one's got a lot of seasoning on it. Look, it's just like they just dumped it all on that one. That's just like Lowry's seasoned salt. That's what it tastes like. I was just looking at this hand pie. It makes me laugh. Here's the picture. Here's what this mixed berry hand pie looked like in the picture that I saw in the drive-thru. Doesn't that look yummy? Like, wow. That looks delicious. Look at this. Look at this pathetic squashed thing. It's very flat. It's very sad. It looks like it has spackle on it or something. We're gonna try it. I was gonna get grits, but then I saw the picture of that delicious hand pie, and I said, "Oh, I think I'd rather have that than grits." Now I'm kind of wishing I'd just gotten the dang grits. That's some false advertising right there. So, wow. I still cannot believe it's been 7 years. 7 years. It doesn't feel like it's been 7 years. I don't feel like I've been doing it that long. Maybe 3 or 4, but not 7. I still love it. I still love it. I like coming up with new stuff to do, and I like talking to y'all. Most of y'all are really cool. That's one great thing about doing this that I've learned. There are a lot of really nice people out there. Sometimes you could feel like the world is just full of mean, selfish people, but it's not. It's not. There are a lot of really good people out there, just very kind people. There really are a lot of nice people out there all over the world. I mean, they're everywhere. And it's kind of nice, it kind of restores your faith in humanity. It's really cool. It's been a really good experience for me. Is everybody nice? No. About 2%, I would say, are not nice. But that's what the block button is for. That's what these just 2 clicks of the mouse, and you never have to hear from them ever again. And it's actually very cool. I've always tried very hard on this channel to, keep nasty people away. So I don't have to see them. You don't have to see them. You don't have to read their nastiness. I really do. Because I don't want the comment section to be a negative experience where it's just people being nasty to one another. Or, I don't allow it, so I try to keep it nice. And a lot of funny people out there too. Y'all are funny. I really wish I had more time to respond to comments. I try, but it's hard, you know, and most of y'all know this, but you know, I do have a day job. I'm a paralegal by day. I have 2 elderly parents in 2 different states. I have 2 kids that I'm raising by myself, so I have a pretty full plate most days. And apparently I now have 4 cats. I have acquired a cat since last year, not intentionally, but well, a cat has adopted us, I guess you would say. Little Mr. Wally. What a sweetheart. It's this little kitty who's just started kind of hanging out at the house. He mostly stays outside, although lately he started venturing in a little bit more. He'll kind of come in a little bit, you know, but if he sees Evie, he runs back out because Evie hates him for some reason, and Evie will chase him out because she's just not happy with him in here at all, because this is her territory and she does not want him in here. It's so delicious. Look at that. Now, a lot of people put jelly on here. A lot of people say it's too dry. I don't think it is at all. I think it's totally fine like that. But Wally mainly stays outside. I always make sure he has fresh food out there and fresh water and shade. You know, we got Wally, we got like a big patio umbrella, and we set it up out. I'm looking at it. We set it up out there. I have a chair out there for him, a little footstool. I try to keep stuff out there for Wally. We just named him Wally. My younger son named him Wally. He's kind of goofy looking, but he's the sweetest little cat. He acts like he's just perpetually stoned. I mean, he does not care about anything. This cat just does not care about anything at all. Nothing gets to this cat. I'm jealous. No matter what happens, he's always just kind of like, oh no. Anyway, and he just kind of, all right, whatever. He just kind of goes on about his day. Anyway, I'm going to go take a nap, and he'll just lay down out there on the patio on his back with his legs just like that. He'll just sleep any old way. He doesn't care. So we kind of have an extra cat. I'm already thinking ahead to wintertime. You know, what am I going to do with him when it gets cold out there? None of the neighbors know where he came from. All the neighbors are familiar with him, but nobody, it's like, I need to go get him microchipped. It's a whole thing. I've talked about it on my vlog channel. That's another thing I've started since last year. I have a vlog channel. It's called Everyday Mary. You should check it out if you haven't. It's not ASMR. It's really just me talking about whatever is going on that day. It's just everyday stuff. It's not ASMR at all. It's just me talking. You get to hear more of my normal voice and stuff like that. I sound a little differently in everyday life. But yeah, I've talked a lot about Wally and what we're trying to do for him, and physically he seems to be in much better shape since he started coming here. You know, he has good food. I give him the same food my cats get and fresh water, but I'm thinking about getting a nice enclosure for him for the winter time if he'll go in it. I have a little temporary one right now, but he's not really interested in it. But then again, it's really hot. But maybe once it gets cooler, get like a larger, nicer enclosure with a heated pad in it or something like that. So I'm looking into some different options for that for the winter time. He will come in a little bit, and he might come in more as he gets more comfortable. And I do want to get him checked for a microchip and all that, but he's still very skittish, and I just don't feel the time is right to try to load him up in a cat carrier and take him anywhere. So he's fine right where he is at this point. There's not a huge rush or anything, but Yeah, nobody claims him, and if he has no microchip, then I'm gonna, I'll get him neutered because he's intact. I will get him neutered and get his shots, and see if he needs anything. But for now, we're just kind of chilling for the moment. But he's becoming more comfortable with us every day. He's been coming around for about 2 months, and but he's very skittish. He's very easily startled, so I don't want to rush anything yet. So yeah, so I have an extra channel now. That's a lot of fun. I like just talking about everyday stuff. It's a lot of fun. And let's see, wow, what else? We now have over 373,000 subscribers here, and I've made over 3,100 videos, which, and I know I say this every year, but it still blows my mind every time I think about it. If you had told me when I started this back in 2015 that it would be this, I would have never believed you. I would have never believed it. It has been a wild ride. I appreciate each and every one of you. I cannot believe it. I cannot, I always tell the story when I do one of these videos. I always tell the story of how this channel got started. This channel was started as a hobby, and that's still what it is for me. It's still something I do for fun. And if I ever reach the point that it's not fun anymore, I'll stop or do fewer. It's still just a thing I do for fun. I don't really feel beholden to anyone. I don't answer to anyone. And it's great because every day I make the video I want to make, and that's it. I don't have to check with anybody or get it approved, or I just do what I want to do. I don't take sponsors. I don't do commercials. I don't do sponsored content. I just get on here every day and do exactly what I feel like doing. And I never expected anybody to watch. I really didn't. I was doing it for fun because I liked it. I really didn't think anybody would want to watch it. So I will tell you, if you're new here and you don't know how I got started doing this, I will tell you how I got started. Okay. I was talking about this on my vlog channel the other day. I have always kind of been the kind of person that feels like they have to be everything to everybody. As a child, it served me well in a dysfunctional household to be, to do as much for everyone as I could, to be a helper, to, just be there and do as much as I can. It kind of helped smooth the waters and make things a little bit less awful. And I continued to do that as an adult. And so I was going through a period of time in my life when I was burning the candle at both ends. I was burnt out. I was trying to be everywhere at once, do everything for everybody, and I was not taking care of myself. I was just completely burnt out. And I started seeing this therapist, and she was a tremendous help. Wonderful, wonderful person. And she said, well, you have to stop doing that. You really need to start delegating some stuff to the other people in your house. It's not fair to you or them to live like this. They need to learn to take responsibility and do things, and you need to stop feeling like you have to do everything. This is not a good situation for anybody. So, and she said, another thing I want you to do, I want you to find something, a hobby or something that you can do just for you that you enjoy, that doesn't benefit them. It's something that you take time on a regular basis to do just for you, something you like. Well, my first suggestion was fishing, because fishing is still my favorite thing. YouTube will always come second to fishing. I always love to go fishing. And she said, okay, well, that will work. But unfortunately, I wasn't really able to go very often. So she said, yeah, we really need to find something you can do. I would say at least 2 or 3 times a week. I said, I cannot go fishing 2 or 3 times a week. I can't do that. She said, okay, well, even if all you do is go into a quiet room and read a magazine for a half hour where no one bothers you, that would be fine. Or taking a walk around the block, something. You got to find something that you can do just for you so you can relax and unwind a little bit on a regular basis every week. And I said, well, there's just one thing that I've kind of been thinking about, but it's stupid. I don't know. She said, what is it? I said, oh, it's nothing. And she said, well, why'd you bring it up? I said, fair enough. I mean, it's dumb, but I thought I might try starting a YouTube channel and making videos. She said, well, okay, do you know how to do it? I said, well, I could probably do it. Okay, what are you doing tonight? I said, I don't know, nothing. Well, go home tonight. Do you have what you need to make a video? I said, well, I got my phone. Go home, make your video, put it on YouTube, start a channel or whatever you got to do. Put it on there and see how you feel about it. Well, what if it's no good? What if I don't like it? Well, you don't have to do it anymore. If you don't like it, don't keep doing it. But it's not going to hurt you to try. So go home tonight and do that. Don't come back in here next week and tell me you didn't do it. You better go home tonight and do it. So I did. I decided to get some of my jewelry out. I had not as big of a collection of jewelry then as I have now, but I had a little bit. And I took one of my little jewelry boxes and I just set it up on the floor in the closet, because at that time I was married, and between the two of us we had 5 kids, and it was noisy. 5 boys. They were all under like 12. It was super duper noisy. And so the only quiet place I could find was on the floor in one of the upstairs closets, and I had my little Samsung Galaxy S5 phone, and I had to prop it up. I had like this set of C.S. Lewis softback books, and then I put something on top of it, and I had the phone like taped to this whole thing, because I didn't have a tripod or anything, and I had to figure out a way to tape it so it would be at an angle where you could see the jewelry. And I was so nervous. I was sitting there the whole time, I'm going, this is so stupid. This is so stupid. What am I doing? And I was nervous. And on the way home from the therapy appointment, I thought, well, I mean, even if I like it, I can only think of like a dozen things I can make videos about. What am I going to do after that? That turned out to not be a problem. Oh my gosh. Because about halfway through that first video, I knew I loved it. I knew halfway through I was in love with it. It was an instant. I love doing this. I love this. I want to do more. And I started thinking, oh, we could do this, we could do this. And I automatically started thinking of all these different things. And I was so excited. I couldn't wait to make more. I hadn't even finished the first one, and I forgot all about being nervous and feeling stupid. I didn't feel stupid anymore. I loved it. I was so excited. I could not wait. I could not wait to do more. I was so excited about it. And making those videos gave me a really nice hobby, something I really enjoy. It's a good challenge to not just come up with new ideas, but listen to other people and take their suggestions for ideas and then figure out ways to do them, because some of them you have to it's like a puzzle, like, well, that does sound like a good idea, but how would I do it? How could we do that? We do it this way, we do it that way. We could try it this way, or incorporate both of these ideas into a different thing. And it's so much fun. I love it. It's like a mind puzzle. It's like a brain bender. It's really great. So, yes, I love it. But even back then, I never thought it would be what it is now. If you had told me back then that at this point I would have made over 3,100 videos and have this many subscribers, I would have thought you were nuts. I would have said, there's no way. That's crazy. There is no way. It still blows my mind every day, and I'm so grateful. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so grateful for you, and I really hope you enjoy all this stuff. I mean, you're probably not going to like every video I make, and sometimes, I'll make a video and I'm not crazy about it either. I'll go, well, it didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to, and I'll try to tweak it and come up with something better. Sometimes I just try it and I don't like it and I don't do them anymore. But you don't know until you try. You have to give it a shot. You have to try, play around and try different things. But thank you for being here through all of it. I have no plans to stop. I mean, I have fun with the April Fool's video. Those can be a challenge some years, because April Fool's can be a minefield. You can't joke about a lot of things, and it has to be just believable enough for people to go, I don't know. Is she serious? That's a fun mind puzzle too. Like, what what could I do for April Fools that sounds just believable enough to maybe be real? So I usually start working on that about the beginning of the year. Right around New Year's, I start thinking about the April Fool's video. So I always have something coming up. It's always exciting. It's always a lot of fun, and I do love it. It's a wonderful thing. I do every day. Every day I I get a smile on my face. What are we doing today? But it's been a heck of a ride, that is for sure. It's changed my life. I know that. It absolutely has. I think doing this has given me a lot of confidence that I didn't have before. I used to have a lot more anxiety, especially going and shopping in stores and stuff. A lot of that is pretty much gone. I don't really deal with that anymore. Making videos in stores, I think, kind of cured me of that for the most part. I've made hundreds of them, so you kind of get used to it, and you realize it's not so scary. Nobody's going to do anything to you as long as you're not bothering anybody or making a scene or being obnoxious. You'll probably be fine because everybody's in there to just shop. They're not worried about you. So yeah, we have back to school videos coming up. I am going to do that. I mentioned on my vlog channel that my kids are getting older. They're both teenagers now, which is hard to believe. I have 2 teenagers. I have one that's going to be a senior in high school this year, and I have one that's going to be an 8th grader. And it's hard to believe that as well. They grow up very fast. And they don't really need as much anymore when it comes to school supplies. I find that as they go along, some of the things they need are more expensive, but it doesn't seem like they need as much stuff. So I've contacted one of the local schools to ask what they might be able to use, and we're going to be doing some shopping for supplies, but it will probably be just mostly supplies that I'm going to donate to one of the local schools in the area. So because I don't need as much, but I would like to be able to help out some other teachers and parents and students, and donating them to the school to go to kids in classrooms that need the supplies. Because I know when my children were small, it was tough financially some years to get them everything they needed. So I always said if I was ever in a position to help anyone else, that I would do it. So I'm gonna do that as much as possible. So we have that coming up. It's exciting. I'm just enjoying the summer, and I'm enjoying being with you and doing this every day. It's awesome. I'm so glad that I had a therapist that pushed me to do this, and it really did make a difference in my life, and my life is totally different. And that's one thing I would say to anyone. If you're going through a rough time right now, make changes where you can. Look and see what you can improve or change or fix about your life to make it better. But hang in there. I mean, it may be hard now, but 5 years from now, it could be totally different. It could be way better. It may be bad now, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. Just hang in there. Just trust me, I'm glad I did. And things are definitely a lot better. My outlook on everything is better, and everything changed, and so things always change. They don't stay the same. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad, but things always change. Now we're going to try this hand pie. I've been sitting here looking at it. I've been putting it off because it looks kind of sad. Here's the picture. This is the picture that I saw when I was waiting in the line in the drive-thru. Now this is what got me to buy this hand pie. Doesn't that look good? And the caption, I have pulled this up on my phone. I'll tell you what the caption under it says. Fresh baked, filled with blueberries and strawberries, and berry delicious. Well, it looks very delicious in that picture. But here's what I got. This is what was chucked in my bag in the drive-thru. Like I showed you, it looks like a squished peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the crust cut off. It smells like a donut. Okay, I'm gonna get it off this crinkly paper for start. just put it on a napkin. Okay, so it's a hand pie, but it's sticky. I don't want to touch it with my hand. It's a tong pie. I feel like I want to eat it with a pair of tongs. Like pick it up with a pair of tongs. Tongs, sorry. Tongs. Okay. It does. It smells like a donut. I'm gonna bite the corner because I'm scared of it. Okay, it's biscuit dough with glaze on it and like jelly in it. It's like a glazed jelly biscuit. I mean, the dough is actually pretty good with the glaze on it. That chocolate pie I made yesterday was better. It's okay. It tastes a little bit like a fried apple pie, just with mixed berry in it instead of apple slices. So it's just like a jelly. It's just like got jelly in it. It's okay. It wasn't like $2.99, I'll tell you that. This was $3. Look at this sad little squash thing. It's like that burger that what's his name got in Falling Down when he went to that restaurant. That's a good movie. And he was pointing out like how beautiful how appetizing the burger looks in the picture, and then compared to what he got, he said something like, "Look at this pathetic squashed thing." Okay, I'm good. I don't want any more. There's a chunk of something. I hope it was a berry. Ugh, okay. I won't be getting that again. That was disappointing. I wasn't crazy about it. Okay. I think I'm all biscuit filled out now. I don't really eat stuff like that like I used to anymore, and it doesn't take much of it for me to just say I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, I was trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to tell you. I definitely wanted to tell you about the graveyard videos because I get that question a lot, and I know a lot of people are curious about it. So unfortunately, I don't really plan to do any more. But we are going to be doing school supply stuff, and I'm going to be, I don't know yet what my kids are going to need, but I do know I'm going to get some stuff for one of the schools here to donate to them, things that they could use. And so that's coming up, along with, I have some more of those candy boxes. I ordered and have already received from the Vintage Candy Company a box for the 60s. They do these different decades, you know. We did the 80s box. I now have the 60s box and the 70s box, and I even have a box of like candy bars. It's a box of just candy bars, and that came at UPS the other day. It came in a refrigerated box because they don't, I guess they don't want it to melt. There's a lot of chocolate in there, I guess. I haven't opened it yet. I mean, I took it out of the refrigerated box, but the actual box of candy bars I haven't opened yet. It's heavy, I know that. So I'm really curious to see what's in there. But so we have that coming up, and I don't know what else, whatever I feel like doing. I love the fact that every day I can just do whatever I want to do. I love that. It makes it so much more fun. Like, I don't have to do any certain thing, and it's a lot of fun. And I love talking to y'all and hearing what you have to say, and knowing that there are so many people all over the world that go to sleep every night listening to my voice, people I will never meet, but to hear from y'all how I have affected your lives and helped you get through things. You can't ask for much more than that. I mean, to know that you can help that many people you will never even know. to know that you've helped them in some way. That's fantastic. It's just unbelievable and something I never expected, but it's awesome. So thank you so much for being here. 7 years. Some of y'all have been here pretty much the entire time. And you've been on this crazy journey with me. But thank you so much for watching, whether you've been here 7 years or 7 minutes. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you've enjoyed everything so far, and I look forward to many more years to come. So thank you so much. I will see you again soon.